What is up, guys? We are back with another video. So today, this video is going to be geared towards my Sony ZV-1 users and to give you guys a quick tip and or just kind of remind you guys about one feature that the Sony ZV-1 has that I think you guys should take advantage of. All right, coming up. So while shooting the previous video, the Nomad video where I did the 100 days later, showing you guys what those cases and accessories look like, right? While I was doing that video, I had ran into an issue, and that issue was the fact that it was too bright outside. And the way I have my camera set up, the lowest that I can go on the ISO was about 125, based off of the settings that I love to use, all right? So with that, I was running into issues. It was too bright outside, and I was getting kind of frustrated just trying to get that small B-roll sequence. I was getting very, very frustrated, and I was about to go back to my iPhone when I remembered that the Sony ZV-1 had a feature, and that feature was the electronic ND filter. So what is an electronic ND filter? So on older cameras, or at least, you know, the big boy cameras, they have filters, right? And what an ND filter actually does, these is for the, you know, other cameras or the big boy cameras, or like my older Rebel T5, you could screw the ND filters or whatever on the front of the lens. But the ZV-1 doesn't have a detachable lens. That's why it's electronic, right? But basically, in layman's terms, what an ND filter is and or does is just basically sunglasses for your actual device, well, for your camera, right? So, you know, imagine sitting at the beach, it's really bright outside, and you throw your sunglasses on. That is exactly what happens, you know, with cameras, basically. You know, if it's too bright outside, you throw a, you know, filter on the front of the lens, and that way you can kind of, you know, tone it down a little bit. But with the ZV-1, it has it electronically built in, right? So while I was shooting that B-roll sequence, I was running into that issue, and I remembered, like I say, that it had the feature. And soon as I used the feature, I was able to get that shot. So what I want to do for you guys today is I'm just going to go outside, and I'm just going to kind of, you know, put my phone back, and hopefully it's bright enough outside to where I can use the ND filter. But I just want to just kind of bring this feature back to you guys so that you can continue to use it and or use it for the first time if you haven't. I really believe it's one of those features that is really slept on with the ZV-1 for those people who are vlogging and so forth and so on. If it's too bright outside and, you know, you're running into that issue where everything is just too bright, you can always use an ND filter. So what I want to do, I'm not going to show you guys how to set it all up in the camera because it's really just simple. You find the ND filter setting in the camera and you just use it, you know, press the button and you just use it and go from there. But I do have mine on my little on-screen menu. So what I'm gonna do is get my iPhone, I'm gonna put it back outside, and I'm hoping that it's really bright outside so I can show you guys what it looks like, you know, using it and not using it, and how it can help you when it's very, very bright or there's bright conditions and you need to get, you know, and you need to bring that brightness down just a little bit more so you can get the right shot. All right, so let's head outside. All right, guys, so real quick, bear with me. I know it's very, very bright. We're shooting my iPhone 12 that's right here. We're at ISO 125, which is the lowest I can go in my settings. We're at +2 overexposed right now, and we're shooting at 1/50 shutter speed because we're shooting this at 24 frames a second. All right, now typically I could just crank up the shutter speed and it'll make it a little bit more bearable. It'll bring the brightness level down, but in this case I want to keep it right here where I am. So I'll just go into my settings, I go to my ND filter, and as soon as I turn on my ND filter, boom, as you can see, we can now see the iPhone. All right, and that's what that ND filter is going to do for you. It's going to allow you to put the sunglasses basically on your camera so you can stay at the settings that you're at, and you can actually get a pretty decent shot. So again, this is with the ND filter on, and this is with the ND filter off. So that's off. You see how bright that is with my settings that I'm currently using right now. If I turn it back on, we can now see the iPhone, and we can get a little bit more detail with the actual settings that we have. All right, so hopefully you guys found this video to be helpful. Like I said earlier, I just wanted to bring this feature back to you guys for those who use the Sony ZV-1. And if you know, are not using this feature, I just at least kind of want to bring it back to the forefront for you so that you can go back to taking advantage of using your electronic ND filter. All right, now if you found this video to be helpful, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to hit that like button, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.